Today's science on video on my channel involving very fun racing and one ranking. This is fun. In my local area of Gloucestershire. Today, actually one couldn't be in the bus. I came to a Swindon urban area day by day. What organisation is going to talk about this in fact, and some of it will be via voiceover, some of it will be straight. What is the next board? I'll test that. I think from that kind of way, the urban area day by day, over on all the groups that go together. One, one, right, phone mark, and
So this is service 1A, along with services 1 and 1B, the highest frequency service that Swindon Bus Company do. Service 1A goes from Ramleys to the Great Western Hospital via Swindon Town Centre, soon to be extending to Badbury Park or Badbury Wick. As for the 1, that goes from Middleleys to the hospital via the town centre, and the 1B goes from Spartles and Hillmead to the hospital via the town centre. However, the 1B will get some changes as well in the future. That was XMW 120, which actually is called Prometheus. So that was the 1A service. I boarded that at the bus station and I got it here to Commonhead Great Western Hospital. The next service I'm going to be getting is the 082222, which will take me to town and Oakers. We'll see what's going on. But my ticket did not work. So they have the scanners on the ticket machines as you do. They use the ticketer machine, which literally every bus company uses except Stagecoach. And it wasn't working, so I took my debit card out because I thought it was scanning both at the same time. But I don't know. So hopefully it works all day. If not, it's not the end of the world. The next bus, well, there's a bus pulling in now, but that's Stagecoach. The bus for the 22 will be HF65CXE, I think, or something like that. An ADL Enviro 200mmC, but pulling in now is an Enviro 400mmC by Stagecoach. Gold, it's the 80 from Marlborough as well. So yeah, we'll board that in about 11 minutes time. I'm going to go grab a drink. Okay. While we wait for the bus, I'm going to talk about Swindon Bus Company's timetable changes involving the 1, 1A and 1B from Sunday 23rd, I think it is, of February. So there is actually going to be a change in terms of the service in general. It's no longer going to terminate here at Great Western Hospital, and that goes for all 3 buses. There's now going to be an extension to Badbury Park. Well, Badbury Park, which is served instead of Great Western Hospital, and it will terminate there. And there's some that will go to Badbury Wick, which is just an extension from Great Western Hospital, so it will continue down the A road it's on. This now means there's going to be a reduced service to what there is now. From Swindon Bus Station to Great Western Hospital, it's every 10 minutes. But now, during the daytime, Monday to Saturday, it's going to alternate between services going Swindon Bus Station to Badbury Park and services that are going Swindon Bus Station to the hospital and Badbury Wick, which now means it's going to be an every 20-minute frequency to the hospital from the bus station Monday to Saturday, which we already see on Saturdays. Sundays, however, it's going to be a half-hourly service still, with them all going via Badbury Park and Badbury Wick. My bus has just come in, which does mean that journeys won't take just over 10 minutes. They'll now take 20 minutes. It's HF65CXM, by the way. Let's go and board it. So this is Route 12 by Swindon Bus Company, going from Oakhurst to Great Western Hospital via the town centre, Old Town and Lawn. The Route 12 also works with the Route 11, which goes from Tor Hill to Middle Wychell via Oakhurst, the town centre and Old Town. This service gets an every half-hour frequency Monday to Saturday, no service on Sundays. The service 11 gets the same Monday to Saturday with an hourly Sunday frequency, changing slightly to work around no Route 12. This is a very good journey. I'm only going to be riding it as far as Princes Street, which is the midpoint of the journey where it serves town centre. So, that was HF65CXM on the service 12 from the hospital. I'm now here at Princes Street, walking up to Regent Circus. There's the 11 going the other way. Anyway, walking up to Regent Circus. I'm hoping there's a 5 in the next couple of minutes' time. If not, then I've messed this up. I should have stayed on that bus a bit longer. But we'll work out. If not, I'll get the next bus from up here. Because if I've got a day rider, I'm not walking. That's just the rules. If you have a day rider, you don't walk. You get the bus no matter what. So, yeah, I know I'm walking right now, but I kind of have to do this bit. So yeah, we're up at Regent Circus now. We'll see which one to get.
Next, operations. I'd like to hear for National Rail Services. Next stop, Gladstone Street.
So I alighted off of WT59 STJ, I believe it is. Can't remember. Off WT59 STJ, something like that. Anyway, I'm here at Pinehurst Stratton Crossroads, which is actually where the 51 comes into Swindon from Penhill and Pinehurst. I'm literally just going to get a 17 back to town. They are every 10 minutes. So I'm hoping there's one, very shortly. But let's talk about the Route 17, because I haven't done a voiceover. Route 17 is a very high frequency service between Penhill and Park South. And you may be wondering, where does it terminate in Penhill? It actually terminates in Deers Leap, which is in the actual estate of Penhill, whereas the service 51, for example, just serves Grafton Road, and the other ones involved around the main road of Penhill. It goes through the town centre where it stands for its time at Regent Circus, which is just on the north side of town, up close to, you know, the library and actual Regent Circus. And then in the other direction, it also stands for a couple of minutes at Regent Circus in the other direction. Then it extends via Queen's Drive to Park South. There's actually a large number of vehicles which go to Park down Queen's Drive. The 1, the 1A, the 1B, the 13, 13A, 14, 14A. 80 on Sundays is Swindon Bus Company, and, you know, various other services as well. We're now here on the other side, so this is served by 17, 17A by Swindon Bus Company, as well as the 51, 51X and 53 by Stagecoach. The next bus here is at 9 minutes past 9, so that is very good indeed. I believe it's another Scania K230UB White Solar. The one I was on actually did have next stop announcements because it was the 2019 plated one. Additionally, the legroom at the row I was on, which was right at the back, was horrific, but the rows in the other, the legroom in the other rows isn't as bad. Now, here's a timetable here, I'll quickly show it you. As you can see, during Monday to Friday daytime, it's an every 10-minute frequency, Saturdays as well, and then on Sundays it's every 20 minutes. But the first service and last service on a Sunday is still very late. And on a Monday, first service is 5:10, last service is 22:56. As for Saturday, first service is 6 AM, last one's 22:56. Sunday and public holiday, first one's 6:15, last one's 9:53. There's the timetable for the 17, which also has some 17A services on weekdays as well. And that's how many 51s and 53s stop here. Not as many, because it's only an hourly service. Okay guys, I'm still here at Stratton Crossroads, but I have a bit of good news. Well, I don't know if it's good. What I'm trying to do is ride one of every bus that Swindon Bus Company have. So I've done a Right Solar, I haven't done an Enviro, no I have, I've done an Enviro 200 OMC. Next up, which is this one, is going to be an Enviro 200. I'm not going to be able to do any Enviro 400s or Omnideckers, unfortunately. They're just used for school services and Monday to Friday only. So that's off the cards. But I think they only have 3 types of lower deckers: Right Solars, E200s and E4 200 MMCs. I think I can see the bus, it's coming. Let's get it back to town. Okay, I'm back in the town centre. I'm on Manchester Road. I just departed at Gladstone Street, which I've boarded there before, but I never departed there. So the thing about the 17 is, on the Penhill, so on the Park South to Penhill journey, it obviously does Regent Circus for about 5 minutes, but then down Corporation Street, serves Corporation Street, but it could turn right and just go straight up Manchester Road, Gladstone Street, Corporation, not County Road corner, and then the likes of the normal route. But instead it turns left to serve the bus station, the rail station, and come back around, like the loop bit. But it doesn't do that on the Penhill to Park South service. So it gets to these traffic lights on Manchester Road, but it doesn't go out of its way to continue straight and do the bus and rail station. It turns left here. So the best place to get off from Penhill to town for the bus and rail station is, well, I got off at Gladstone Street, but you could get off at Corporation Street, which, honestly, it could continue straight here. It does it on the one journey, it might as well do it on the return. The next service we're going to do is, well, we're going to go to Farringdon Road now, which is a bit out of the way. Well, I could get on here at the Manchester Road bus stop, we'll see. So a 5 has just drove past me. I wasn't stood at the bus stop, I was doing my shoelace. It does stand at Farringdon Road for a couple of minutes, so I might have time. If not, I'll have to wait for the next one, which is 10 minutes, I think, or I could just get on in the other direction. We'll see. So, Service 5 is another Swindon Bus Company high-frequency service running at every 10 minutes. This service primarily uses Enviro 200 MMCs, which are the brand new ones, which have power sockets, I've heard Wi-Fi, social seating and comfortable seats. And yeah, it's every 10 minutes at peak. It goes from the Orbital Shopping Park to Park South via the town centre, and it's one of the many services which uses Queen's Drive. It's a very good service, high frequency and high demand for the services, and it is the service that has the most amount of trips in a day, Monday to Saturday, and it still withholds an every 20-minute frequency, even on Sundays. Service 5, Orbital Park to Park South via the town centre. Right, unfortunately, when you don't have a plan, things like what I'm about to say happen. I knew that there was a 21 at 11:08, which, by the way, only has 4 trips a day, Monday to Friday, and on a Saturday, 3 trips, 11:08, 1:08, 3:08. And it was just pulling away. It was already 5 minutes late, and I just thought of it as we were pulling in. So I will do a 2 next, which, again, is a very high-frequency service. I think it's every 20 minutes. Down Queen's Drive, but I don't think it goes as far as the new college. I think it only goes as far as Walcott East before turning off. So I'll get it as far as Russell Walk, probably. Then run over Queen's Drive to the other side to get one back here. And then I will definitely get the 21 at 1:08. But this is going to be the last time you hear me for a little bit, as this video is getting very long. So I'm going to do the next couple of routes in, what's it called, like fast mode. HS6780U 2774. I haven't actually ate yet today, so finally I'm going to have my food now. I've just got off that 5, so I forgot what they did on their newer Enviro 200 MMCs. They actually have social seating on board, so at the rear it kind of does a U as well. USB power socket's lovely. There is next stop announcements and the screen, but it wasn't working. It was just saying what the route was and where it was going, because when I got on it said the next bus stop is Green and Walk, which obviously wasn't true. We're up here at the what's it called, the outlet. I'm going to have about 25 minutes, 30 minutes, we'll see, and then I'll hop on a bus back to town and we'll see what happens there. So far though, high ratings for Swindon Bus Company. Of course the frequencies are going to differ based on the services, but high frequency services every 10, 15, 20 minutes in the peak hours as well as daytime, which is very good. There's also comfortable seats. I mean, some buses, the legroom is a little bit iffy, so the further forward you sit, I think you have more legroom, which is good. Social seating on the newer buses, which again is really good. And then you do have USB charging ports on the new buses, but then you get that on other companies. I have heard there is Wi-Fi on those new Enviro 200 MMCs, which are on the Service 5. We will have a look next time I'm on one, which will be later on. But I'm going to have a break, go into Great Western Outlet, grab some food, and then we'll see what happens from there. Alright guys, I am back here now at Corporation Street. I've got a 1B back here. And what they do on Saturdays is a little bit weird. With the 1, 1A and 1B, it's half hourly from wherever it's come from to town at least. But only every other one extends to the hospital. So you get them terminating here at the hospital and not at the bus station bus stop, even though there's through tickets. I don't get it. But yeah, I'm going to be boarding a 22 to... I can't remember where I'm going, but I'm getting a 22.
Next stop, Swindon bus station. Right journey, buses to other destinations.
And I'm now here at Sainsbury's in Bridgemead. So I've got a bit of time here. So I'm going to grab some food, some lunch probably. This will probably make up my lunch for the day, like brunch we'll call it. Bit of breakfast, bit of lunch in one, because it is 10:30 first thing I'm eating today. So yeah, we'll see what's going on in Bridgemead Sainsbury's, which is served by the 1B as well, which may end up being the bus I get back to town. I may get the 22, I may get the 1A. Sorry, 1B. Also, my phone, I didn't notice, was in critical condition. Well, not critical, but low enough to have to charge it. So, it's wired up now. Alright, see you in a bit. Going into Bridgemead Sainsbury's. Right, well, I bought my meal deal and went back up to the bus stop, and in great timing, there was actually a 22 coming, as in the one I came on. So all it did was went around to Barnfield, B&Q and back. So I got a chicken and bacon wrap, a Twix bar, and a Pepsi Mac cherry, which is what I normally get from Tesco, but I got it from here today. This is YX17NHY, again 2768. It does have next stop announcements and a screen, but it's a little bit green, like it's gone off colour. I'll try and record it when I get off. We're getting this back to town, and then I'm going to have a bit of a break with doing buses for a little bit. So I'll probably do a bit of bus watching, get some shorts out for you, and then we will get on a 1314, because I know I've heard that route, not that route, the buses on that route are very nice. Obviously we've already been on HS67 plated Enviro 200 MMCs, but apparently they've got 2019 Enviro 200 MMCs. I hope that's true, because I would love to go on one of them. But yes, I'll see you in a bit when I'm back in town, and I'll discuss the plan in terms of the 13 and 14. Okay, I'm back at Corporation Street. The next service I'm doing is the one I've been looking forward to doing, and it's the 13, which goes to Eldon and Leiden. So this is the next Enviro 200, and it's got different maquette inside, another DMI screen. I hope that came out on the mic. So yeah, next one announcements. Great legroom in this back row, so that's a good thing. No USB charging, unfortunately, and no Wi-Fi either. That's only on the MMCs. But I'm going to take this as far as the college. Alright, well, this is New College, and I'm back on Queen's Drive again. Trust me, I'll be here again, because I've still got to have a look at the route number 2, which goes to Covingham and Nive, which also uses Queen's Drive until Walcott East, which is that way a little bit. I've got to figure out how to get across here, which is looking like an impossible task. And then I'm just going to get the next bus back to town to hop on a 2 to come back this way. But the 2 doesn't come as far as Covingham, so it's all good. I am over the other side of the road now, and it is going to be a 13 taking me back to town. HF65CXE 2765, I think. The fleet number on that is, it's due here at 11:03, which is in a couple of minutes' time. Okay, I've changed my mind. I was going to get the 2, but I have changed my mind. I am now going to get a 16, which is actually the Woman Like Us branded vehicle, 2741. On the 16 to Blunton, I just need to see how far I can take it without being stuck. So we're on board. I don't know the fleet. I know the fleet number is 2741, and you can know this is an ex-Blue Star bus, which I actually didn't know. So Blue Star are also part of Go Ahead, Go South Coast, which is very good. So the 16 is Swindon to Blunsdon. Okay, and it's every hour and a half ish, going via Tor Hill, Oakhurst, here Wickleborough Shopping Park, and then Port Blunsdon. I'm going to take it as far as the shopping centre, and then I'll get a 15 back, because there is a 15 every half hour, so hopefully it lines up and I don't just miss it. But on the basis of I might miss one, I'll get it all the way to the orbital, which is 30 minutes, just because I may miss a 15 and that's the only service that goes through there, and I don't want to be stranded for 30 minutes, say in Tor Hill, which does get another service as well, to be fair. We are on board. This is the Recruiting Women Like Us bus, ex-Blue Star 2741, 80 Enviro, 200 MMC. Quickly, lots of legroom at the back here, USB charging ports, comfortable seats, announcements, and a screen for the next stop. Let's go. Well, I'm now at the Orbital Shopping Park area. Just got off of the 16, which was very lovely. I've got half hour now. It's 11:54, and I just missed a 15, which I wasn't planning to get. I was sat on the bus seeing, and I saw there was one at 11:54. We were due in at 11:52, but unfortunately we were a few minutes late. But I was gonna come into the actual shopping park anyway. But this is going to be the last time you hear from me in this video. I will of course record myself on the 15, going back to town, on the 2 out from town, and then on the 2 back into town, and then I might do I feel like there's a couple of other routes I haven't done yet, but this is probably going to be the last time you hear from me until the outro. Okay guys, now I've had a change of plan. The 12:15:5 is boarding now, 2772, but I'm not going to get that one because I'll show you why. Because something I didn't think would happen has happened. Just spin around. An Omnideck is in service today. Last Saturday they used the Enviro 400 BX09 PDZ, but I didn't know it would happen today. We've got YN06JWV 1018, which is a Scania Omnidecker, and it's right there. That's going to be the 12:25 back to town, so I'm going to get that one only on the basis of I've done an Enviro 200 MSC, and I'm trying to rank the bus company, so I've got to do as many of the buses as possible. If Enviro 400 is not going to be possible today, and they also do possess Omnicities and one other, but that's not going to be possible today, so I'm going to get that one when it comes. I said you wouldn't hear from me again, but I thought I'd better say. Here's the good news I wanted. So we are now on board. This is the 12:25 service 5 to Town Centre and Park North, and it is the YN09 JWV, which is an Omnidecker. And the bus I got here is back again. The 16 I got is back. So it's been to Blunsdon and back. Okay, so this is the final type of bus, apart from the Enviro 400s, but I didn't expect to see an Enviro 400 today. Anyway, the seats are pretty nice. They are a bit firm. There are speakers throughout the bus, so I don't know if there's a next stop announcement. There's no actual screen, and normally there is, so we'll find out when we start moving. Due to it being an older bus, then they're not really going to fit it with USB-A sockets, so the Omnideckers and Enviro 400s are used primarily for school services, but they do see the light of day on the roof. 5 does get double deckers, the Enviro 400, as well as I think the 17 sees double deckers sometimes, and maybe the certain other services, the 1, the 1A, the 1B, I don't know if they do. But yeah, this is normally a school bus for the 153, 154, 155, 156, 157, 158, 159, all of the Ridgeway school bus routes. But yes, we are on board. We'll see it come up. We'll be on it when it leaves, obviously. And yeah. Bus station again. This is MX13BBV, which is doing some weird routes today, the 21, 23, 25, which I'll talk about in a minute. It's got seat belts, which is very nice, and these seats that you see on the stagecoach, the high, like, with the weird indents in them. So this is on service 25 from Swindon bus station to Mannington. Now this service, along with the 21 and 23, are weird services where they only have 3 trips a day, 4 on a weekday. So the 25 has a 10:40, 12:40 and 2:40 service from Swindon bus station to Mannington roundabout, and the returns being 10:52, 12:52 and 2:52. As for the 21, it's 9:08 Monday to Friday only, then 11:08, 1:08 and 3:08 from Swindon to Penhill via Pinehurst. And then the return journeys are, well, not the return journeys, but the journeys, 9:30, 11:30, 1:30. So there's 3 trips. And then there's another variant as well. So I've just boarded at Princess Street and I'm going to take it to the terminus, which is Mannington roundabout. Traffic right now is horrendous, so it is running about 8 minutes late. This is actually my first late running bus of the video of the day, and I've been here since 8 AM. So, you know, so far I've had great impressions. Of course, in the next maybe 3 or 4 clips, the final clip will be, it's a long clip on a bus that I've already filmed on the 12, and I'll just be going over my overall views of the day, each bus and how I rate it, and then how I rate the company as an entirety. Of course, I'm basing this off comfortability of the buses, facilities on board the buses, friendliness of staff, and ease of timetable. Like, how easy is it to travel on their services? So far, though, good impressions. At the moment, I'm rating it an 8 out of 10. This could change it. Okay, to finish this video off, I need to actually do the rating and ranking of Swindon Bus Company while I'm on board this 12 service from Great Western Hospital to the town centre. Now, working backwards, with the last clip you saw of me when I was on MX13BBV on the 25 to Mannington, that journey, it was unfortunately ending Swindon Bus Company on a bad note in this video. That service reached me about 6.5 minutes late due to heavy traffic around the Regent Circus area, so you can't blame the driver for that. He did leave on time, but by the time we got to Mannington roundabout, we were meant to get there for 14:52. We didn't get there until 15:06, running 14 minutes late. He was meant to begin the return journey back to town at 14:52, given 0 minutes to get all the way round the roundabout and back around. There had been, I think, a broken down car, so half a lane was broken off. I say half a lane because cars were filtering back into that lane literally straight away, but it was standstill traffic a couple of metres before the terminus. And he didn't leave again until 3:11, running over nearly 20 minutes late. It did get back to town on time, and then it had to go back out on the 15:08, 21 to Penhill, which left at 15:20. So overall, that final journey was very bad. And of course, the vehicles. Now, the facilities available on the vehicles, on the newer vehicles, you have what you should have. You have USB-A charging ports, you have very comfortable seats, including the brand new, well, not brand new, but the new social seating on the newer Enviro 200mmcs, the HT67, the 2017 Enviro 200mmcs, which is a very good addition to the bus. However, no other Enviro 200mmc or Wright Solar has those social seating areas. All the vehicles that had power sockets had one at least for every seat, some of which had additional ones on the wall underneath the window, which is very good. The vehicles that did have a TV were the Scania Wright Solars, the Enviro 200mmcs, the Enviro 200s, and a few other of the newer vehicles. Now, the Enviro 200mmcs The brand new ones, they had the screen which showed up the route and the next stop, as well as I believe the time, and it also had the announcements as I'm showing here on this 12 service, and it also had announcements about the new fares. There you go, next stop, time and route. The right solars were a bit iffy. It did have a TV, but it only showed an advert which said about the Swindon Bus Company app. However, they did have speakers in the bus on all buses, so maybe they're trying to implement next stop announcements on all buses. The right solars did have TVs, the Enviro 200 MMCs did have TVs, and the Enviro 200s, the newer ones had TVs and next stop announcements. The older ones just had TVs that did the same thing as the right solars, just promoting the bus app for live tracking. Sometimes the TV screen would actually turn off halfway through a route, and you'd miss out a couple of routes, a couple of bus stops with the announcements. However, when the announcements were made, they were pretty hearable, and the screen was very readable. Moving on to staff members, the staff were very friendly and very talkative. When you board, it's not just a silence when you tap on, tap off. That can be the danger of allowing tap on, tap off on buses. The driver may not even say hello or, acknowledge your presence when boarding. But every time I've had a problem with my day rider on the app, they were happy to help. They said hello when boarding, how are you, etc. And it was a very nice atmosphere when boarding. Now, only MX1 3BBV that I know about, the very old 9-metre Enviro 200s, actually have seatbelts, but they're not a legal requirement anymore, and you don't see them on any other bus company, so that's not a downgrade for the company. The driving is very smooth, especially the new Enviro 200 MMCs. There's certain areas, including Corporation Street, which are very bumpy, and it cannot be the bus or driver's fault, it's just the road's fault and the lack of management from the council. But Swindon Bus Company is great, and again, they are managed by Go Ahead. They're part of Go South Coast, which also includes Moorbus, Unilink and Blue Star, which, just like Stagecoach West do between depots, Go South Coast do that between the different companies. They work as their own company, but Go Ahead provide the funding, which is where they get the new buses from. Now, Swindon Bus Company should be, it should be mentioned that they're not just in Swindon, they're also in Marlborough and Cairn, with their 40A and 40C town circulars of Cairn. They're 42 with Cairn to Marlborough, which actually has brand new 2024 74 plated Enviro 200 MMCs. Two of those, I believe it's BD74FKW and BD74FKF or something like that, and they are 9-metre Enviro 200 MMCs equipped with USB-A and USB-C, as well as free Wi-Fi as well. I don't think they have power sockets. Moving on to the frequency of the services now. Most services around the town centre are at least every half hour. If they are more, including the Route 17, which is Penhill to Park South, the Route 5, which is Park North to the Orbital Park, and there's one other, which is every 10 minutes. It's lost me, but there are every 10-minute frequency buses, which is very good. Most routes start very early Monday to Saturday and finish very late on Sundays, and some even run later on Sundays as well. There's no services in the early hours of the morning, and the end of service for each day is 1:30 of the preceding morning. But yes, just continuing from that voiceover, talking about frequency, their highest frequency services are on the 17.5, and it has just come back to me. It is the 13 and 14. They alternate at every 20 minutes to be every 10 minutes in total to Leiden and Eldene, which is very high frequency and very good, and it does need that frequency. The only times I've seen it where it doesn't is when the 5 gets double-deckers. When I was on that double-decker earlier today, it had about me and 4 other people, so it didn't actually necessarily need a double-decker. However, the services do have enough passengers to warrant all of the various, frequencies. But yes, the least frequent services in every 30-minute frequency, apart from the 21, 23 and 25, which do those 3 services throughout the day. I did briefly mention them on the 25. So the 21 is 9:08, 11:08, 1:08 and 3:08, 9:08 being Monday to Friday only, and that's Swindon to Pinehurst to Penhill via Gorse Hill Tesco. Return journeys being 9:30, 11:30, 1:30 as well. The 23 is Swindon to Stratton Park. I can't remember the exact times, but I think it's 10, 12 and 2 or maybe 11, I can't remember. And then the 25, which is Swindon to Mannington, is 10:40, 12:40 and 2:40 Monday to Saturday from Swindon to Old Town to Mannington roundabout, and then the returns are 10:52, 12:52 and 2:52. All morning, 21, 23, 25 use the same bus, and then in the afternoon, so that will go off to do 22s, and then it will alternate with whatever did the 22 in the morning, which will do 21, 23, 25s in the afternoon. But I am going to rate Swindon Bus Company 8 out of 10. I have read that they do free Wi-Fi on the buses. Of course, Stagecoach West wiped that out in 2020 when they were phasing gold out. So yes, 8 out of 10. As it stands, they are, I'm going to put them second on the list. In the next episode, of course, it's going to be Stagecoach West. Thank you very much for watching this video. I know it's been a very, very long video, but I tried to go on one bus at least of each type they do: Enviro 200, Enviro 200 MMC, Right Solar, Omnidecker. Couldn't get to an Enviro 400 because unfortunately they're not used on Saturdays, and if they are, it's very infrequently. This week it was an Omnidecker, last week it was an Enviro 400. I can't, decide what vehicles they use. And of course the Omnicities are only on the NW2 and NW3, which is a not-for-public use service for Nationwide House in Croft. I'll see you in the next episode of this. Of course, daily uploads, 6 PM BST, GMT, whatever time zone we'll be in. But yes, of course, if you do want to see more videos of this length, let me know. This is nearly 47 minutes, but thank you very much for watching this video. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.